I'm Yum Yum the podcast. Recap, clap back, react, where we go through the comments, scrub them, put our phones on silent, and then we react, inshallah ta'ala, or clap back. But this is the recap. So, Yani, last week we talked about a serious subject.
Very serious.
I forgot to say who you are.
Nobody cares.
This is Amr Yusuf.
Nobody cares about this guy.
I am bad cop. He is worst cop.
Yeah.
Bad cop and worst cop.
Remember, worst cop is always better.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about if Al Khilafa, when Al Khilafa is reestablished, who would make hijrah? Who would actually travel from the land in which they are, which today there's no speck of dirt, no grain of sand, that rules by Islam. So who of us, as claiming to be Muslims, and we throw in the non-Muslims because they're welcome to come too, who would go from the land in which we currently live to the land that rules by Islam? We made comparisons, side-by-side comparisons of how it would be living under Islamic system for its taxes and such and such, such and such, and war and all this type of stuff. And we made comparisons to Dar al-Kufr, the land that does not rule by Islam. We talked about the two types of hijrah. Hijrah from Dar al-Kufr to Dar al-Aman, the land of security. And we talked about hijrah from Dar al-Kufr to Dawla Islamiyya, the land that rules by Islam. Okay, so that's where we were. Now, did we put it on the Yani?
Yeah, I need...
Traumatized on that?
I'm putting it right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we're a little bit behind.
I know.
Yeah. So anyway, the went to the Wi-Fi, right? So
It's cold today, man. It must be the cold weather.
yeah, it's
Messing up with the Wi-Fi, you never know. I don't know if that's even true.
so what is it doing? It's stalling or using your hotspot?
Yeah. No, I'm just posting the video right there.
Okay. Oh, that's the WhatsApp, right?
Putting on the WhatsApp first.
Because you might have to use the what you call them here, right?
Yeah, then I'm gonna post it on the Trauma Guys right now. Because it is going to your what you call it, your business page and we good.
Okay, so why we are we what? I'm gonna give you all 3 minutes, inshallah, to give it together before we continue with the clap back concerning
in the near future.
What is that? And I'm telling you, this phone looks like a toy.
No, this is real phone.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Yo, I'm Yum Yum. Get up, we gotta go.
Amir, can you hear it?
Yo, I'm Yum Yum.
Yeah. I'm up.
I'll check and see if it
Alright,
works
we'll
on
get
your
it
phone.
together, we gotta go.
Go where?
You ain't heard? Al Khilafa has been reestablished. Bismillah.
We good.
Say word. Allahu Akbar.
This is the drop that we made dealing with the subject. So pay attention.
Inshallah, bet.
Like right after.
We'll be back
Got
with
it.
you in about
Alright.
2.5 minutes.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Listen to the bars.
Sunlight just hit my window, that's shuruk. Up since Fajr when I got the good news. To the believers, I must say Mabruk. And even to the Kafirs, y'all can come too. All I ask first, let us get it together. Initially gon' be some stormy weather. We must have sabr for Allah's pleasure. About to head to Khilafah, ain't no place better. I'm going back to the Dola. 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 It's part of my iman, I make hijrah to the land, but Allah's enemies oppose this plan. I advise that you should creep out slow, in case the kuffar won't let us go, and move freely to the land of belief. Not the fake tawheed practiced in Saudi, talking about the real one under Shari'ah. Wanna stay behind, hell, I ain't mad at ya. All alphas leaving, only betas resist. Let me spell my name in case you missed it. It's the big A, M-O-O-Y-U, MYUM, thought you knew. If Shadia sovereign, I'm a citizen. Takwa turned up any man on 10. I'm going back to the dollar. 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 If I'm gonna choose a land, I got to choose a dollar. Islamia, I'm out here, see ya. Wouldn't wanna be ya living under kufr, especially after there's a khilafah, and not just a land that's full of believers. While the leadership on that hook but dunya. Don't let the Kufi and the Arab clothes fool ya. Talking about ruling by Quran and Sunnah. I'm going back to the dollar. I'm going back to the dollar. I'm going back to the dollar. I'm going back to the dollar.
All right, that's it. So now we got it posted everywhere. Having some technical difficulties moving from my computer to his computer. So again, back to the topic. The topic is who would make hijrah from the Dar Islam, the Dar Kufr, the land of Kufr, to the land of Islam. Now, we hear about a lot of brothers, like we mentioned last week, that a lot of brothers are saying, I'm making hijrah from this place to that place, and this place to that place. Well, this is called it's called traveling to Darul Aman. And if you leave a place where you could practice the basics of your deen, the fardul ayn, the individual responsibilities, and you move to a place where you can practice the individual responsibilities just to be around more Muslims, then that's more equivalent of moving from one neighborhood to a better neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because you just moved from Dar Kufr to Dar Kufr. You know, so like I said, if you're under persecution, you're da'if, you're having issues, they won't let you practice the fundamentals of your deen, then you move to Darul Aman, the land of security. That doesn't have to be ruled doesn't have to be highly Muslim populated or ruled by Muslims. You can move there to practice the basics of your deen. So that's where we were, and that's where we ended up. But there were a couple of things we didn't give a lot of emphasis to because, again, my son has sports, and I was rushing, and we were behind. We started like 17 minutes late, almost 30 minutes late, I guess. So
it happens,
Yeah, a lot of issues, and that's what happens with this digital world. So we are now going to talk about two aspects that we forgot to talk about, or we didn't have time to elaborate on, and then we'll go into one which is the fear mongering. We'll talk about that. Okay. Now, one aspect is educational institutions. Now, remember when, the actual Khilafah was officially abolished March 3rd, 1924. Okay. It was the last bastion, the last headquarters was Istanbul, Turkey. Okay.
Yeah, that's not even too far,
Well, that's history. That's yesterday.
Yeah.
When it comes to history, history, that's called yesterday. Okay. So that's why when they say we found some ancient texts of Quran is not ancient. Quran is the latest revelation. It is brand new. It's not ancient.
Yeah.
How do you find some ancient texts that outdate the Quran of the Quran? Makes no sense. So anyway, Istanbul, Turkey, March of 1924 was the official day it was abolished. Some deny that. Excuse me. Some deny that. Officially, Washington Post or New York, Times, whatever it was, they had an article, front page said, finally.
Yeah.
The article said, finally, and below that you'll read about, finally, we have destroyed this Islamic State, the last bastion of it, the last aspect of modicum of it. We destroyed it.
It's the saddest day for the Muslim, actually.
Oh, it's such a sad day.
And nobody knows about it. You know that? Every year in March.
What the hot topic now is who's black among the Sahaba. That's the hot topic now.
That's the most dumbest title I've ever read.
Yeah, well, I'm
How many series?
That's a lot of series.
Hey, I should sign up. Hey, Amir, should I sign up?
Oh, man,
for that, the black companion, or the black among the companions?
You ever see them people? They put like
Check it out.
They put like a quarter on a fishing string and
Yeah.
stick it inside of a soda machine. And pull it back out. And you should put your money on a string.
Yeah.
Stick it inside that class and pull it back out. You know what I'm saying?
So I
Anyway,
can go for free, right? No, I'm serious. I wanna really educate myself, man.
I can't.
Who knows? Plus, you know.
Now it's gonna be a lot of good information.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of distortion. There's a lot of distortion, and people that feel like it's important that somebody in the history be black. I don't care if Muhammad Sallam was blonde hair, blue eyed.
Yeah.
I don't care.
He's a Nabi, that's
I don't
it.
care if all of his Sahaba right on whom were blonde hair, blue eyed.
Yeah.
I don't care. Islam is the haq.
Yeah.
And the angel will not ask you in your grave, what was your color?
Yeah.
You know,
But don't you
how
think,
much melanin did you have, and did you have an afro pick? You know what I'm saying? You're
Don't
not
you-
gonna be asked those
but
questions.
don't you
man.
think that actually caused more division though? Like we already have a division already.
It's not gonna cause division. I'm not gonna say it's gonna cause division. It can. Look, take that back. It can cause a bit of division. It can cause that. But I'm more concerned about the diverting of resources and energy
Yeah. To
and
that.
time
Do that.
to time to something that is truly irrelevant. But I don't want to go there. So
Anyway,
anyway,
yeah.
educational institutions. March 3rd, 1924, the state was officially abolished. In Iraq and other places around the Muslim world, they still had the Islamic culture. So the Islamic customs and culture was still flourishing, and they didn't decide to change it to anything else. Not even the Tartars, the Mongols that ransacked Baghdad, they didn't come to rule. They let the Muslims rule. They had a problem with the leader of the Muslims, but they let the Muslims in general live their lives based on Islam. They didn't have a system to offer.
Right.
They just came to pillage and plunder.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
So-
eventually, then later on, their ancestors are actually
yeah,
ruled by
many,
Islam.
many of them actually became
SubhanAllah.
Muslim.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. The Dawah actually defeated them, not jihad.
Yeah.
The Dawah actually defeated them. And people underestimate the Dawah. They say talk is cheap. Muhammad Sallam was talking 13 years in Mecca. 13 years.
Yeah.
And he talked until he was given bay'ah in Medina. And he talked for like 2 years after that. Then Allah says, make jihad.
Yeah.
Well, jihad do fi sabilillah. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so they say talk is cheap. Talk can get you a whole khilafah if you say the right thing.
That's the most important. It had to be
Yeah.
the correct way.
It has to be the haq.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that the remnants of Islamic rule lasted even to the point where you hear about Iraq right before they started bombing it, to heck. Iraq had the largest percentage of female intelligentsia, university graduates
Yeah.
with degrees and things like that had the largest per capita of female. You know why? Because even a Saddam, who people say bad things about, but they tend to praise Obama but say bad things about Saddam. Yes, Saddam was this. Saddam was all of what you might say.
Yeah.
But I heard that man with my ears say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah before he passed away. And they told him to shut up, and he said it. He tried to say it again the second time, and they pulled it. They hung him. They wouldn't let him get it out. We would be so blessed to be able to say that as our last and final statement. Obama won't say it, and Allah is the best knower of that. So anyway, the educational institutions, even though Islam was abolished March 3rd, 1924, in Iraq before that, see, remember the last bastion was Istanbul, Turkey.
Yeah.
But Saudi before that, Iraq before that, other places fell off. Yeah. We started to lose every wilayat of Islam, and the Kuffar made it its own independent state, the nation state, and they gave it its own flag, gave it its own ruler. The Kuffar gave it its own ruler.
Yeah.
When they cut the southern tip of Iraq and gave it to the Kuwaiti family, it became Kuwait. Why? Because there was a high concentration of oil there. Okay, when they took Jaziratul Arabiya, took it and gave it to the Saud family because they were so loyal to the British and they butchered so many Muslims.
Oh, yeah.
People, they love people that are going to heaven need to read the books about. They noted, they bragged, they were braggadocious about how they murdered and butchered Muslims.
Yeah.
They were braggadocious even about it. Okay, so it's still in the books, in you all's books of your cult. So anyway,
Are you addressing the heavenly saved sect? You're addressing them.
Firqa Najiyah?
Yeah.
They're not Firqa Najiyah. Yeah. They are something else.
Okay.
They are the five heartbeats. Whatever
The five heartbeats.
So anyway, the educational institutions and the ways they were. See, Saddam never said, I'm so greedy, let me use these educational institutions and put them in debt like American students are in debt.
Oh, yeah.
He never used that to make money. It remained free through university. It remained free. In a lot of Muslim countries, it remained like that, free through university. Now, of course, Saudi charges and other places charge. And you
In
can get,
Saudi, I think I don't know if any Saudis in the audience, but I know for Saudis the schools and the university are free, but for non-Saudis nowadays is not. So you have to go to private, which is very expensive too.
yeah.
You know?
They don't offer it to. I mean, those institutions belong to the ummah. You know what I'm saying, but it's like the oil and the gold and everything else that you take from the earth. It all belongs to the ummah, but they have hijacked it. So that's the condition that we're in now. Now we're under capitalism inside of the birthplace of the Rasul Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yeah, and that's a very important point because nowadays in the world, right, in the whole world, capitalism rules or the secular
capitalism took over communist countries.
Yeah, that's why I talked to a lot of these so-called socialist movement. I'm like, dude, that thing got destroyed by capitalism. You know what I mean? It got destroyed, right? I mean, if you go back to the Russia and all that stuff. So, but now this is what's happening. The capitalism or the secularism or these so-called like democratic ideologies are the one that actually rule the world. Even the Muslim land is ruled by those, and they're different, but it's still the root is based on the so-called secular democratic capitalistic system. That's what we have nowadays.
So the educational system remained even though Islam fell away. Okay, and to stop being practiced as a system, they kept the educational and institutional standards. Like I mentioned the example of the woman who was in $90,000 worth of student debt. She paid for almost 10 years on that debt and paid about $120,000 on the debt. And she went to check her balance and it was over 90. It was over the premium. It was over the capital sum. It was over, and she already paid 120. And she's like pulling her hair out, like, "Oh, how can I win? You can't win." It's like
what did Rocky, basically.
What did Rocky wife tell Rocky? She was at the top of the steps. She said, "You can't win." But anyway, I mean, and that's you can't win. This is a capitalist system. The system is not for human beings. It's for vampires. It's for bloodsuckers. It's not for human beings. So the educational system and institutions stood and they continued their tradition. Like you said, in Saudi, you talk about how non-Saudis now have to pay. Man, those are Muslim institutions. You know what I'm saying? Now you can pay teachers and things like that because, and this is from Qiyas, but we're not going to go into that.
Even the hospital back in the 80s, before in the 70s, even the 80s, hospitals and also education was free for everybody. But now, when I went back in 2019, I'm seeing that there's insurance companies now, like health insurance companies in Saudi. I'm like, wow, like why are you trying to follow the same system that people are struggling here? Like how many Americans here in this country, in America, like what 40-something million, 60 million don't even have a health insurance?
Yeah, I used to say that I would like to see you defend this. And then I'm like, I don't even care to hear your voice.
You know what I mean?
I don't care to hear that voice defending that madness, man.
I mean, it's crazy. Like the citizen in this country is struggling when it comes to health. Big time.
Well, that actually takes us to our next thing, healthcare. We're talking about healthcare. We were studying the system of Islam. If you look at the way, and this is not something that we're making up and making it modern. This is actually, Islam is to be lived in the modern time. So you have to take the parallels of what happened during the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and draw it and make, connect them today. And healthcare would be free. It would be free, okay? It would be free. Now, if you want personalized healthcare by a private doctor, that's between you and that doctor. You're allowed to seek those services. But as far as the state-sponsored healthcare, it won't be like we have today. I'm gonna just share something with y'all. I had a pain right here, right on my wrist. So I go to the doctor to get an X-ray. So I go in and I pay out of pocket. I don't have the insurance, right? So I go in, and the X-ray guy puts my hand. Well, no, the doctor come and check me out. He said, okay, we'll see what's going on. And right here. He said, yeah. So they call the X-ray tech in. The X-ray tech tells me to put my hand like this. So he don't give me any lead.
When you put your hand, did he slap it?
It's almost. He don't give me no lead vest or anything. Nothing to protect for the radiation. I might can't have no more kids right now. You know what I'm saying? If I can't, I'm suing. But anyway, so he does that.
Yeah.
He has a button on a wire. He walks into the hallway, click, and comes back in.
Yeah.
He said, move your hand like this. He goes in the hallway, click, and like, why you going outside? Why you going outside and leaving me in here? That's the healthcare that I'm getting, right? Okay, not only that, the doctor comes back 30 minutes later with the x-ray tech. They done read the x-rays, they interpreted with the doctor. He came back with the report. He don't know what's going on. He say, I saw something here. Is it a fracture? I don't think it's a fracture because you don't remember being injured. What does that got to do with you got a whole x-ray? I started to ask him, do I have a stomach? Do I have a chest?
You don't look like I have a chest.
Do I have a heart? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I got any livers and testises?
Pause.
Like I started to ask him, like, dude, you just got the x-ray and the guy went in the hallway and did like this. And I'm like.
So what happened at the end? This like it was a fun experience.
Okay, at the end, I go to the receptionist and she says, you know, what is your, I pay out of pocket, you know. I usually go to Texas Med, I pay out of pocket.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, okay, well, this visit is $1,000 something.
There's no way I could pay you back.
There's the way I can pay you back. Yeah. But anyway, you know, it's $1,000 something, and I say I had no idea it was gonna be that much, because Texas Med would have been like 300, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I said I had no idea it would be that much.
I mean, even if I go to my chiropractor, I mean, the way he charges to non-insurance folks, like $40.
Yeah. So I mean, but you know, these people, man. So anyway, so said it's gonna be $1,000. I said I'm not paying that. Okay, well, check this out. She says, if you don't pay right now, if we bill you, it's going to be 80% higher. So I'm going to be at $2,000.
Is that 80% interest?
Said, if we bill you,
yeah,
because you know stamps are high.
Oh yeah.
Stamps are like $800 now for a stamp. $800-900 for a stamp now. She said, if we bill you,
that's a golden stamp.
It's going to be 80% higher. This is a health system that we're living in. Now people say Europe is better, Canada's better, all this type of stuff. No. In Islam, the way it was explained, that it is the duty upon our Rais, our leader, our Amir, our Imam, our Khalifa, it's a duty upon him to have the state provide the best health care available, the best machines, the best this, the best that. And if you want to go out to a private family doctor or a private physician, you're free to do that.
Yeah.
But for as the institution, the educational and health institutions will be top of the line. Like I mentioned, if Allah Ta'ala says 2.5% is enough to feed mankind, right? If 2.5% is enough to feed mankind, and these people are taking 40% of our wealth, you know, before deductibles, you know, of the gross, I'm telling you that something's wrong.
Yeah, because there's no monopoly in healthcare and education in Islamic system. You know, here there's a monopoly.
Oh man, can I say idiot? This dude posting talking about Saudi needs to become a socialist republic because that's the only way gonna save it. I say, you ever hear about Islam?
Wow.
Islam is socialism. I say, yo, no.
Calm down.
You know, you don't want to hit Muslims, but this dude is like a.
Calm down.
Oh boy.
I know, man. But you see,
Inspector Gadget spy looking. If you take off his hat, a whole arm. Like, God,
I used to love that show.
He said Islam is socialism. Then another dude came in and said, some say Islam is capitalism.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, they always, I think
Islam is feminism. Yeah. Islam is capitalism.
I think they all shared the same virus with each other. So they all, you know.
Islam is communism. Yeah. Except Islam, right?
Islam is everything but Islam.
Yeah. So that means, you know, that's dangerous though. You know why it's dangerous?
He said Islam is, he said, some sheikh idiot that he quoted. He said, Sheikh such and such said that Islam is socialism, except that Islam came from Allah. So you said man can produce the like of what Allah can produce.
Oh, not just
That's
that.
basically what he's saying.
Not just that. When you say Islam is socialism, right? Guess what? Why don't Islam? Why do I need it?
Do you know socialism denies there's existence of a creator?
I know.
That's the first creed.
When people say that, when people say like, you know, Islam is democracy, right? Okay, then I don't need Islam.
Yeah.
So Islam becomes a secondary. So you're saying, telling me something is better than that?
So all of the racism and discrimination and the neglecting of the poor and the orphan and all that you complain about, you have no foot to stand on now. You know why? Because you said that Islam is this.
Yeah.
We know the founders of democracy. We know the founders of socialism.
Yeah.
Allah Ta'ala founded Islam.
I mean, look, how about this? Correct me if I'm wrong. How about if you say, some people say that, maybe some of the elements in the capitalistic economic system might be similar, not from Islam, might have similar concept in Islam, or some of the stuff. Yeah. But again, that doesn't mean it's...
I have a...
What do you think about that?
I can combat that.
Okay, go ahead.
I saw a picture of a dude...
Mm-hmm. The dude
who looked better than a lot of women. I saw a picture of a dude that looked better.
Yeah.
You know, makeup can do a lot of deception,
That's
a lot of wonders.
Makeup is fake.
So the dude looked better than some women. So we don't need women anymore. That's the same. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. That's the same logic.
Yeah.
It's the same logic.
Not just that. When they talk about the Abrahamic religion,
Yeah.
the interfaith dialogue. Okay, then I don't need to be Muslim anymore.
Exactly.
You know?
Why am I about to fast Ramadan?
Yeah.
My 31st Ramadan.
Yeah.
Why am I about to fast Ramadan?
Mm-hmm.
And I can be at the club.
Yeah. You make that sound?
Come on, man. Yeah. You can't hear me because of music, but I mean, ain't that the song? Something like that. Anyway.
Is the song came out? Is it out?
I get the words mixed up. But something about drones killing Muslims from Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm saying they sing that song, man, and they stand up and it's like ibadah. They stand up and some of them cry. They cry every time they hear it. They cry every time they hear it. They put their hand on their chest, right hand on their chest, and they cry, and then they look around because they probably concentrate on a shirk, but they looking around at me because I ain't standing up. And one of them even asked me one day, he said, "Aren't you gonna stand up?" I looked up, I said, "Obviously not."
But I know that the Jehovah's Witness, they don't stand up.
Yeah, because they're men in Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah,
you know, they're men in Jehovah's Witness.
But you know why? After as I mentioned before many times, the Sykes-Picot Agreement. I want every Muslim to study that situation, the 1916 before the 1924, right? Then all the institutions nowadays somehow are influenced by these installed leaders.
Yeah.
So even if you go to Medina or Egypt or any of the Muslim lands or Malaysia, yes, you study maybe 90% of the deen. When it comes to like the politics, even when it comes to politics and in the economy, the social system, they will teach you as something in the past, but nothing to move forward with it.
No. Even the stuff about music and pictures and stuff like that, they'll teach you that, but you can't use it.
Yeah.
They'll teach you it's haram from their perspective.
Yeah.
But you can't actually use it. You walk out of your school, walk out of the madrasa, and say, "Ooh haram, ooh haram." You know, you're gonna be in a jail somewhere. Yeah. You're gonna be in a jail or persecuted, beat.
Yeah. So what's how it works. So over a generation, maybe like after almost 80 years, the way the Muslim right now, the way they study the deen, or the so-called a lot of the celebrity ulama, they don't talk about this subject.
Yeah.
They only focus on the individual ibadat, the spiritual ibadat, the happy-go-lucky about, that kind of stuff. When it comes to change, they don't. So because that's why there's some sense. Look, Akhi, there are some sincere Muslims actually super ignorant. They don't know. They don't look at Islam from that perspective. They think like, oh, Islam is like any other religion.
Ignorant, useful idiots.
Useful idiots. Yeah. So they look at Islam as just that. It cannot be applicable because in our life we don't see it. Yeah. We don't see it anymore. I mean, all we see is the bad stuff, like how Saudi sometimes unjustly they punish, non-Saudis around different countries and stuff like that. When it comes to the true application, it's not.
Well, they make us comfortable being religious. You got places you can go and just be religious, but you can't you can't enforce right and forbid wrong. You can't do it.
Right now, in Saudi, there's so many ulama that are in jail. Right? In other Muslim land, there's so many ulama that spoke against the oppression of the government. They're in jail.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, in different countries too. I mean, I don't know about in the United States, but it's happening. But unfortunately, nobody addresses this. And in fact, these intellectuals should really get together and talk about, because I know even the non-Muslim intellectual, they want a solution for the problem that It's happening nowadays. Whether it's an economical problem, whether it's political. They're asking this question like, what else is out there?
Yeah.
Right? So that's why maybe they're going back to socialism or whatever, because they're actually sincerely asking, like, what else is there? So why not present it?
So that takes me to my last note. My last note is the fear mongering. Okay, that's another thing we talk about Dawla Kufr and Dawla Islamiyah. The fear mongering. Okay, now what is the fear mongering? The fear mongering is from the Orientalists who study Islam in order to combat it. Okay, in order to
Bernard Shaw and
in order to they try to stifle its return and things like that. They do the best that they can, but Allah Ta'ala is in control. Okay, so the fear mongering goes along the lines of the non-Muslims in the Islamic State will be treated very, very harsh. They'll be third-class citizens. They will kill. They will tell you to become Muslim, or they will kill you. So they say you got to become Muslim under the threat of the sword. Okay. Now the Islamic system, indeed, at times was spread by the sword, but not the belief itself. People are allowed to retain their belief. In Spain, for almost 800 years, the majority population were kuffar. Yet it was considered the Dola of Islam, the land of Islam, because it ruled by Islam. The system that was implemented upon them was Islam. The Jews and the Christians and the Muslims that lived under Spanish rule did not, of the Islamic portion of it, did not want to annex with the Isabel and Ferdinand's kufr oppressive system. They did not want to do so. They fought against it. They were slaughtered along with the Muslims in Spain. Okay, and there's something that hurt the Muslims in Spain that they could have been a little bit stronger than what they were, but we'll talk about that for another time. That's why loyalty to the Emir is obligatory. Okay, it's obligatory. Allah will protect you if you're loyal to the Emir. If you're not loyal to the Emir, then it depends on who has the best weapons. So the fear mongering is real, and the kuffar are saying that if Islam comes back and non-Muslims are living under Islam again, we will kill them if they don't become Muslim. Well, you all have your golden rule. Your golden rule for the kuffar, majority of them, is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Our golden rule in the Quran, it can be said, which we have many, many millions of golden rules, but one golden rule is La akraha fid din. There's no compulsion in the deen. You cannot force somebody to, okay, you cannot force belief upon somebody. Allah says, فَعَلَمْ أَنَهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. To know therefore there's no God but Allah. Allah Ta'ala doesn't say by the sword, at the tip of the sword, or make them say there's no God but Allah Ta'ala. There's even a hadith where Muhammad said, "Umirtu an uqatil an-nas hatta yaqulu la ilaha illallah," that I have been ordered to fight mankind until they say la ilaha illallah. And that interpretation, the shara of that hadith, is that the Muslims have to say it and abide by La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Okay, they have to say it and abide. As far as the non-Muslims, by them paying the jizya is submission to La ilaha illallah. That's what that means. It doesn't mean that until you actually say it. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't talking about the Ahlul Dhimma. It said umirtu an uqatil an-nas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the
Nas, mankind, not the Ahlul Dhimma, the people under protection.
Because the enemies of Islam, they use that. Oh, look, Islam is violent and oppressive and all that, but they don't understand the context behind it, right?
So, like I said, if you want to understand that hadith and you say my interpretation is wrong, look at the life of the Rasul Muhammad sallallahu who was forced to become Muslim. Yeah, who was forced to become Muslim, and even in the battle, when few occasions a kafir would fall off their horse and be at the tip of the sword, and before the Sahabi, the Mujahid, stuck them, they would say, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Sometimes they were let up, and sometimes they were stuck. And the ones that were stuck after that, they died. Muhammad sallallahu chastised that Mujahid, that Sahabi, that did that, chastised him, said, did you look into his heart? Oh, Prophet, I suspect he only said it to save his own life. He said, did you look into his heart? Did you open his chest and look into his heart? How dare you kill a man after he said, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah? So again, that is a principle with us. That is a principle with us. You say, what if he lets him up and turn his back and he cuts his head off? Okay, Jannah. What are you there for? What are you there for? Do you care about dying that much? Subhanallah. I mean, where's your iman? You know, I guess the Sheikh got it under his thumb.
Pause.
Pause. Anyway, or $1 and you owe $2. So anyway, so the issue is that there'll be some fear mongering. Oh, don't go to don't go to the land of the Muslims, and they're going to do this and that. And they're going to be all kind of media blitzes. Oh, these people are savage, and they're going to do this, and they're going to do that. And Muhammad Sallam went to Medina, made hijrah from Mecca to Medina, and it was like 2 years before any type of excursion happened, before any type of offensive or preemptive action happened as far as war is concerned. Now you say, well, why war? Nigga. Don't you realize there hasn't been 2 years that America has not been in war? Capitalism is war. Capitalism is stealing resources and murdering people.
Constantly.
That's all they do is war. Boost the economy, war.
Yeah. Because war generates
you
money.
Gotta use the bombs. They buy these $1 million bombs. You gotta use them. Bruh, they made a ship. They made a ship.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see the ship with the tall antenna?
Yeah.
It has the things coming out to catch the waves. They made one with this big cone, almost like a diamond shape, like a cone. It had 2 on them. This ship cost so much money. The bombs on that ship cost like, man, it's almost like shooting $1 billion. $1 billion. It was ridiculous. They couldn't even, they produced like 12 of the ships,
Mm-hmm.
and then they stopped producing them, and they don't even use them anymore, man. This is the war machine. This is the corporation war machine. These people are constantly at war. They're developing new weapons to kill the people and leave the infrastructure. So they got like sonic booms and waves and things that will bust your eardrums. And they got bombs that they drop and suck all the oxygen up so you asphyxiate, you die. They have bombs just for that. These people are butchers.
I don't know why people don't study history.
And they talking about Islam, there's gonna be war. Nigga. You don't understand what's going on right now?
I'm like, don't they study the history? I'm like,
Don't they study the news right now?
The news too.
They don't look at the news.
Fake news, man.
Oh,
all the news are fake.
I mean, people are ignorant, man. Oh, there's gonna be war. There's gonna be. You think little pink babies are gonna be dead everywhere? No, it's not how it works. You know what I'm saying, it's not how it works. Islam is pro-life.
Yeah.
Islam is anti-cutting down fruit trees, anti-cutting down trees, period, unnecessarily. You know, we don't burn down
even
forests.
Even the place of worship, you're not supposed to destroy it.
We don't, people that go into a place of worship, it's like enter sanctum, it's like a safe haven for them, so on and so forth. I mean, old people or whatever, I mean, indiscriminately. I've seen U.S. soldiers on top of a building shoot up a van, innocent. The father got out running. They shot the father, shot the mom. The kids got shot. They were picking them off, and the soldiers were laughing. This is on YouTube. It's easy to see. This is what you're dealing with. Why the Mujahideen didn't have PTSD? Why they don't have post-traumatic stress disorder? Why the Mujahideen came home and didn't kill their families? Why the Mujahideen wasn't sitting around doing this, drinking vodka, watching a big screen TV? Why the Mujahideen were never like that? Because the war is just, it's something that they believe in, something they're willing to give their lives for, and these people were sent to butcher, rape, and burn and murder people. Why? Only for their resources. Only for their resources. So, like I said, the fear mongering is there. People talking about this, and that. Look, man, look. If Islam comes back, ouch, here. I'm out. I'm saying, and I'm not going to no Daesh, ISIS, Taliban, this other Pentagon concocted
trained by them,
Al-Qaeda, Pentagon trash. I'm not going to any of that. I don't care who gets mad about that.
Yeah.
If they're Muslims, I love them. I want them better guided. I love the fact that they are brave individuals, but the agenda is not an Islamic one. It would not produce Islam. It is not something that was ordered, and actually the kuffar benefit way more than the Muslims do. Yeah. The kuffar benefit, a disproportionate amount over what the Muslims benefit, and the Muslims don't benefit really at all.
I mean, if you look at go back in history again. If you look at the war in the Philippines, if you look at the South American war with the Contra and Nicaragua and Panama and all this stuff. Look at the School of America. Look at all these private Black Hawk, all these private institutions. I mean, all I'm saying, it's all there. I mean, all the information, all the books, all the research, it's there. You know, it's not like a so-called conspiracy. It's all there. All the books, information, all the stuff that's happening, whether internationally or even from here. It's there. This is a humanity. If you care about the humanity, for those that care about the humanity, yeah, you got to look at this stuff. You know.
I noticed you mentioned Psycho's Pico Treaty.
Yeah.
Sykes-Picot Treaty.
Sykes-Picot Treaty.
You remember 1916?
Yeah.
You mentioned that a lot. I wonder how many actually read it or actually took the time to read it. There will be no ruling by Islam.
Yeah.
You can punish by Islam, like in Saudi or other places. You can punish by Islam because that makes Islam look bad. Because the justice precedes the punishment. You don't apply the justice, you just apply the punishment. That's not Islam.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So to put a bad eye on Islam, imagine your child stole something in the store and they got home and you say, "Where did you get that from?" You say, "Baba, I don't." No, you stole that, and you cut off your child's hand. Imagine that. You know what I'm saying? Who's in charge? No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah. So imagine that happened. You would say, "Man, that ain't cool, bro. That you can't. There's a court, there's a procedure, there's a this, there's a that. It's a child. It's not even mature. It's not even mukhalif is not responsible. All this different type of stuff. You'll say all of that. This is what we're saying. Okay, just because you have stoning Fridays, or cut the neck, or hanging Fridays, and all this type of stuff. You think that's Islam?
Which I never seen in my life.
Yeah, Islam doesn't come to punish us.
Yeah.
Islam came to dignify us, but we have totally skipped the dignity, went straight toward the punishment, and we say, look, we get to pray and we can hear the adhan all the time. They got neighborhoods in America you can hear adhan 5 times a day. There are actually neighborhoods in America you can hear the adhan 5 times a day. Yeah. They got them in Detroit. They got them in New York. They got them, different places.
Yeah.
They have permits to make the adhan. So I mean, again, we need to understand our deen, not just the monastic, not just the rituals, but understand our deen. Our deen is a ruling system. Just last 2 points because my battery's going down. I'm not going to refill it. I'm not going to charge it. So. Is that I'm working on 2 different books right now. One is dealing with about polygyny. It's about polygyny, okay, and about my personal experience, okay, with it. And the second book is it's almost like a revising, but it's called a easy guide to understanding the system of Islam. So it's going to talk about the system of Islam and so on and so forth. And it's going to help you all understand that Islam is more than just a religion, because as long as you think on a religion level, you're going to continue to live for black Sahaba. You know what I'm saying? You so empty inside because you don't understand the Islamic Aqidah. You want to know who's black and who's not. Rachel Dolezal is black.
Yeah.
The white Jew that infiltrated the NAACP, that's black. Yeah. And there were other examples of Caucasian people infiltrating your organizations because y'all clueless. Y'all still looking for blackness, and Allah Ta'ala bless you with this deen. You know what I'm saying? And keep looking for your blackness. I hope you find them niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Darkness.
Whatever. Yeah, I hope you find it.
Darkness.
I hope you find a bunch of black people in the past.
Darkness.
Yeah. Darkness.
You
know what I'm saying?
James.
What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap. You know what I'm saying? I mean, continue to look for to fill that void. I would pray that you fill it with Islam, because I'm telling you, we sat in halaqah studying Islam, and we never, not one person in the halaqah out of all those young brothers. Mm-hmm. I'm saying,
yeah.
And I say young, I'm talking about late teens, early 20s. Mm-hmm. All those young brothers, nobody asked, was he black? Was he black? What color was he? What color was?
There's no yellow. There's no brown.
No, nobody ever asked. It's like it never even crossed our mind. We're trying to learn the deen. Yeah. We're trying to worship a God unseen that has no color. We're trying to worship an Arab prophet. We're trying to follow the example of an Arab prophet. We didn't care if he was dark Arab or light Arab. A red Arab. We didn't care. It never crossed our mind. It's only these people that don't do the work to reestablish Islam, that don't have a clue how to do it. They don't do the work to do it, but they want to know who's black.
Yeah.
My mom and daddy black. Y'all happy now?
Yeah.
I'm mixed with 2 different type of black people. I'm saying, so I mean, subhanAllah.
It's frustrating, but anyway, alhamdulillah, at least Hopefully
Rate them bars. Rate them bars.
They can inshallah see
I
it
dropped the
here.
bars. Rate the bars. Listen to the message, really. Really listen to the message. Don't twerk too much. Listen to the message.
Talk to the song.
No, I'm serious. Listen to the message
Who's gonna
because
talk to your song, man?
it gives some details about what happens when Islamic State is reestablished. What is your duty? So it talks about it. You know, it's not detail, but it talks about it. So that's all I have. What you have?
Oh man, what are we gonna do on Saturday? What's the topic? Do you know? Gonna work out
Oh
tonight?
man, I forgot. Oh, it's
What is it gonna be about?
we'll post it inshallah because
Okay.
my computer is going to die. No, man, I'm telling you, but let me see if I can look it up real quick.
Yeah.
I. We ain't talked about him in a long time.
Khalas, man. We don't need that. Yeah.
Break his face.
I'm done. Ding the chai, man. The chai.
Okay, yeah.
That's Sultan.
Let me see. Okay, where is my yani? Ooh, bro, what's wrong with this thing? Why? Okay. Ya Allah, ya Allah. Okay. Let's talk about the hijab jihad.
Hijab jihad.
Yeah, there's a jihad going on. There's a social media hijab
It's
jihad.
getting hot in here. Okay, so
Yeah.
delete all your apps.
Yeah.
All right.
It's getting hot in here, so delete all your apps. I am getting so hot, Yani. I want to take my khimar off. So let's talk about the hijab jihad. You want to talk about that? Social media hijab jihad.
Okay.
Inshallah.
Because you had this one, but you also showed me another one yesterday. Was it yesterday? You showed me another
Wait,
good one.
I'm moving these over to X Factly.
Yeah.
Which one?
Oh, there's another.
Oh,
Who's gonna-
signs that your imam is a spy?
No,
I'm
no,
just
no,
kidding.
that one. That one to win the war. Who's gonna win the war thing?
No. That's
different.
X Factly.
Oh, okay, yeah,
that's
that's different. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Leave that one.
Oh, we can do the boy who cried takfir. Every time you talk about legitimate leadership and revival. Oh, you call him kafir? Oh, you calling him kafir? Want to try that one?
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay, we're gonna do the boy that cried takfir. You know,
Yeah,
the boy that
let's do
cried
that.
wolf. Every time you talk about ruling by Islam and reviving the ummah, reviving the system of Islam to protect and make the ummah great again, all of a sudden they say you're a takfiri. You're making everybody kafir.
Yeah, or your
So-
Khawarij.
Oh yeah, Khawarij. Who are still Muslim?
Yeah.
They're Muslim.
Yeah. You know, Bro Haji.
Not a bad deal.
I think we should give a shout out to Bro Haji because he, mashallah, produced a lot of good stuff. You know.
Who's that?
From UK, brother from UK.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other one. Oh yeah,
Bro Haji.
that brother's good.
He
yeah,
puts
mashallah.
all the evidence, all the text.
Yeah,
He's the one
mashallah.
actually.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
About the Najdi, the one that massacred and killed. You know.
Yeah.
He put all the books and the resources and the links and
Mashallah.
love that dude, man.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows how to find the books.
Oh, yeah.
He finds the books and he,
And it's all in Arabic too.
mashallah.
He reads it, explains it.
Yeah. So inshallah,
Khalas.
let's do the boy that cried takfir.
Okay.
So that has been me, Amo Yum Yum, and your most hated uncle in the deen, Amo Yusuf.
Yeah.
And Amo Amir
What's
over
hidden?
there.
I'm in the dean. What?
Amo Ibn over
Somebody
there.
hiding there. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here. He's
So,
hiding the corner.
Anyway, we are out.
Doing the
I
breakdance.
pray that you learned something, or you can teach us something in the comments.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
If you have any
ta'ala.
question, put it below. Don't forget to share.
Don't be scared of
like-
him. Say what you gotta say.
Yeah, just say it, man. I mean, nobody's gonna make fun of you. Even I'm not gonna make fun of you. You're right. Even private.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.